Hello and welcome back to Norfolkfords. Today it is -2 degrees and I am for the first time taking advantage of frosty fields. What we've got is a lot of bad weather in the past few weeks, month really, and it is currently -2, which means the ground is quite frozen. We've had a bloody hard frost, so I've taken full advantage of the situation. It's just beginning to thaw out, so I need to be pressing on as much as I can. And I'm in the Belmont field where I'm following behind Gladys. So not best conditions, lovely wet field, which I've shown previously. And, oh, the TM looks different. So here we've got the soil where we've come over with the homemade combination drill, and it is sticky underfoot. You can see it's sticking to my boots quite well now. I've been going for about an hour now and I'm about halfway through this field. So you can just see the edge of the field there. This is this is quite a long field but not a wide field, so I'm hoping to get done. This is roughly a 6-hectare field, so I think I'm just about halfway. As you can see, there's a little bit of frost lay on where I started the other day on a frost, and that thawed out, so I had to stop. It's been cold all day, so if you come over here, so like I said, this is sort of tacky and quite sticky. It's covering over quite well. This is sort of how the field was when I've drilled it previously, so this is roughly how I'd want the seed bed to end up looking. I'd like it ideally a little bit finer, but I just can't seem to... yeah, I'm sacrificing to get a better tilth, but it's not worth it in these sort of squishy conditions. Here, as I walk on top, you can see where I'm sort of leaving the footprints. This ground is hard, and that's because the frost is inside the clods, holding all the moisture frozen, which means I can actually travel. So it's just beginning to thaw out now. It's about 2:30 this afternoon, so you know it's a bloody cold day. I wish I'd have gotten on this field sooner. You can see the plough in the distance. I wish I'd have gotten on this field sooner, because we finished planting tulips this morning, so I didn't quite get a chance. I'll wipe my boots because they're tacky. Quite happy we finished tulips this morning. Shut the door because it's cold. So I wasn't able to get on this first thing. I was hoping to do an early start tomorrow morning, but the forecast has completely changed. It's no longer frost tomorrow, it's just wet. So I either do it now or I just pray that there's something better coming in the forecast. But I think if this frost holds out, and I think it will, because look how foggy it is, it's keeping cold. I think it's beginning to thaw out because of how my footprints are when I walk it. But I just got to keep going. I'm on the last bag. I can finish this field. I ain't got a problem. Definitely broken. So why am I using the T6 today? It's because in this condition I tried the TM and I was struggling with it. I was having to go to such a low gear to get the power to actually chew through the soil, it wasn't working. And I thought with the auto command gearbox, it'd be much better. And actually, it really bloody is. I love the TM. The power shift in that is such a good draft tractor. So good at putting the grunt straight down to the floor, through the tyres. Exceptional tractor. For this sort of condition, I needed something a little bit more intelligent, because the TM would have muddled this through, but as you can hear now, it's just grunted the engine down and it's sorted itself out. I'm looking back and thinking, yeah, the T6 is sorting itself out quite merrily. As well as, there was a second reason. Second reason is, you look at this bad boy. So with the markers, the soil, even before it frosted properly, the soil was too hard for the discs to actually leave a good enough impression for me to drive centre of bonnet. I simply could not see it. So instead, we have the magic go button. And I haven't worried about it. A couple of times, I will admit, I've dropped out. You can see where I've sort of looped back round to patch in where I've not realised it's turned off because I've stopped to change something on the settings on the drill or something, and set it go, and I haven't noticed until it's crept over half a metre, so then I've just spun round quickly and patched that half metre back in and carried on. Yeah, I forgot to turn off the highlighter. I can't think what you call it, but I call it a highlighter. So we haven't got a very good indicator really of what ground we've covered, but yeah, it's alright. Because as well, I had to change the task. If you zoom out, that is the edge of the field there. So there's a little bit of this. I think there's about 6 or 7 rounds over there, which haven't been counted by this because I had to change the settings on it, at which point I have to cancel the task on the top right here and sort of reset the settings, and then I have to start a new task. You can't change implement information quite that easily, but yeah, it's working. And like I said, you can hear the T6 grunting itself down, and it's actually being really good at keeping a consistent speed. That goes down to about 3k and then it'll pick itself up. You can see, like, in the middle here it's just a bit stickier. I've been lifting the power harrow out a little bit every now and again, just so it's just tickling tops and stuff, because we don't need a deep till, and that's really all we're doing. You can see as soon as I've broken the crust, it is still sticky underneath, but you'd never travel this. If I was power harrowing in front and had the 4610 pulling behind, the 4.6 would never keep up with this, just because of how sticky it is. I'd be in a muddle. But the roller just collects a bit of soil there, so every couple of rounds I just carve that off. And yeah, I'm annoyed because I didn't really want to put this last field of winter wheat in on such, like, in such a mucky condition. Well sown as half grown is what a lot of people keep telling me that I take advice from with, you know, the farm expansion and stuff like that. And they are right, but at the same time, we're running out of time to get this in. This year has been an absolute disaster weather-wise for a lot of farmers. You know, there are farms up north that have been completely flooded and they haven't got an ounce of winter crop in. But I'm fortunate enough where actually I can get this in. I'm taking advantage of the frost, I'm taking advantage of what weather has been presented to me, really. And that's a little bit what it's all about. It's about overcoming and adapting, isn't it? So we'll have to check back in a few weeks' time. It may not grow in a few weeks' time, but we'll have to check back, see how it's growing within the next few weeks. I don't think we'll have it coming through the soil before Christmas, because obviously it's quite cold. It's going to stunt the growth. But so long as it establishes itself and puts out some roots and starts getting the shoot up, it should be all right. We should be well surviving, because it does come wet again, but luckily this field is very well under drained, so we should be all right. It's just because sheer volume of water in this field, it's just saturated the soil. But we'll muddle through and we'll get there. Bollocks.
What have I done?
So, the gearbox on the power harrow looked really quite poorly for a second there. What I had done was I'd found a really wet bit. My power harrow was in too deep and I gummed it up, so I had to, of course, turn off all of the tractor, lift up, turn off, and I've had to put my hand underneath and pretty much pull all the mud out. And I've pulled the power harrow up a little bit on the adjustable roller, so hopefully we won't have that happen again. We're getting low on the seed, we're less than half a tank now, and I'm just going to keep pushing. As you can see, visibility has dropped down to limited, but it's okay because we've got the top gun keeping us nice and straight, and the drill, lovely and mechanical as she is, just keeps ticking over and over and over. She is bunging up a little bit. I've had to flick a couple of the units because a couple of the seeds are just sticking together. I couldn't believe it. So yeah, just keeping an eye, keep pressing on, and we're going to get this in. I ain't got to worry about that now. We can get this bugger in. So send on into the night. It's only 4:30. I don't know how the Canadians do it. If you look in there, now there's the flash. I've got seed starting to freeze. How do you do it, Canada? That's soil. That's what's freezing up there. Look at that. Let's have a look in the hopper. Look at it! The fog's come in, it's bloody cold now. We're getting low on seed. That is exactly where I want to be. Oh no, we're still half a hopper. Let's get that pushed about. And the sun is gone. I don't know where the sun has gone. I hope it's somewhere nice. I want this in the floor and done. And just like that, the winter wheat is in the floor. I didn't cover the whole field. I knew I didn't have the right amount of seed. On the first winter wheat field I did, which I did a lovely video of with the 4610 drilling, I had the seed rate set a little bit too high, so I knew I was going to be short on this field. But what that means is, oh, I've left the top gun going. Oops, turn that off. That's going to look funny on the spreadsheet. What that means is, ladies and gentlemen, we can patch in a little bit of spring barley. Now, the original plan was, because I knew I was short on winter wheat, was I would, brain fart, I had a little bit of winter barley left over and I was going to patch that in. But, considering it is now getting quite late, it's absolutely abysmally dark, the power harrow has had its guts rattled out of it, overheated, and probably deserves a good clean and a rest. I'm going to patch some spring barley in the sort of hectare that I've got left of that field. So, considering I was in a bit of a flat, I was worried about putting this in. It's travelled. I've got winter wheat in the floor, so now we need to just not relax. The worry isn't over yet. I need to sit back and wait for it to start growing. So, I'm going to keep an eye on it. If the weather allows, I'll try and get some pre-emergence on. Obviously, following Gladys, this is one of the family fields. doesn't have a lot of cereals. The only cereals it's had on it for the past 10 years really is mine. So we're not worried about black grass or any other sort of weeds like that. So pre-emergence, not that vital to get on, but still a very good habit to get on for this field. So hopefully I can get them in soon. But I'm going to end this video here. It's been a long afternoon going into the evening. I'm really pleased that I've managed to get this winter wheat in. Thank you very much for watching, and yeah, I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna get back to the yard, tuck up in the shed, and that's the winter job's done. Hallelujah. The first few months of winter crops are in the floor. Let's see how well they do. Thank you again for watching, and make sure you like, subscribe, and leave a comment, and keep up to date with us on social media. And we will see you next week for more random stuff. I might look at the sugar beet drill, might do that. Check in next week for the 18-row monster that I bought home from an auction cheap. Yeah, we do like buying some rubbish, don't we?